Washington Grown is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Agriculture's Specialty Crop Block Grant Program and the Washington Hospitality Association.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristi and welcome to Washington Grown. Washington may be home to more than 300 crops, but there's one fruit that we're best known for around the world. You guessed it, this episode is all about Washington apples. We will head to Bon Vino's Bistro, where we'll be cooking some savory dishes with Washington-grown apples. Yeah, I'm so glad you're doing that, not me. We'll also get a sneak peek at the newest apple variety to hit Washington orchards, the Cosmic Crisp. This is going to be a hit, in my professional opinion. And then I'm off to the Apple Blossom Festival with Tomas, where I'll get a history lesson and he will eat apple pie with royalty.
Maybe we shouldn't have split one.
All this and more today on Washington Grown.
Look at that! Good job!
Oh, look at those beautiful carrots.
Gotta go fast. Hot diggity.
How good is that one?
いただきます。
We're in the heart of apple country at Bon Vino's Bistro, a spot where the locals can always count on a unique variety of dishes.
Well, it's one of the places in town that have a good variety of food.
I think I like the variety. Sunnyside has a lot of Mexican food restaurants, but they don't have any. They're very limited to restaurants that offer fresh food. So I really like coming here for that.
We tried to add a little more to the community and give them a little more variation.
With a focus on breakfast and lunch, owner and chef Roger Hazard works to incorporate fresh and local produce from growers all around the Yakima Valley.
The seasons of all our fresh produce and our fresh fruits and stuff that we have, we try to implement those a little bit into the menu.
The preparation is excellent, the ingredients are fresh, and the atmosphere.
The Bistro's atmosphere is warm and friendly, making it a staple to the Sunnyside community.
It's like a little cafe in that when you come in, all of the waiters or waitresses, they come often, so they know us and they'll say hi. And then Roger's usually here and he'll say hi at some point too.
We have the local walking ladies that come every day and the bridge ladies and Rotary and Kiwanis and so they've really welcomed us with open arms.
Later in the show, Roger and I will be making 2 savory dishes with Washington apples. Yeah, I'm so glad you're doing that, not me. I'm visiting McDougall Sons Orchards in Wenatchee, where their apples are beginning to take bloom. No apples yet, though.
No, we're just at about 30% bloom right now. It's a cool day right now. We don't really have any bees out flying. Bees would prefer probably 60 degrees plus and no wind.
Are you the McDougall or are you one of the sons?
Well, yeah, I'm a 4th-generation farmer.
Wow.
So my great-grandfather planted pear trees actually in the Wenatchee Valley in the late 1800s.
Wow.
And actually now my nephew's back working with us, so he represents the 5th generation.
So you're in the pollinating stage.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell me how that happens.
So this variety is Gala. Actually, these blossoms just opened the last couple of days. We've had very warm weather. If you would have been here 4 days ago, everything would have been very tight, probably tighter than this. We brought the bees in 3 nights ago, so they've already been working. The bees will come in and take pollen off the flower. Actually, the anther part of the flower is called the stamen, but the anther's apart, and then that bee will take that pollen with a pollinizer. We have to have pollinizers to cross pollen, but it'll fly onto a flower and deposit the pollen right on top of what we call the stigma portion, and then that pollen will germinate, creates a pollen tube, which goes down into the ovary part of the flower. And once that touches the ovaries, that's when the fertilization occurs.
Going back to my biology classes from high school right now.
Exactly.
Yes, we need happy bees.
Yep.
So these are trees that are a little bit younger, and you don't want some of the flowers up top, is that right?
Exactly. But we don't really want any apples up here because the more fruit we have on the top, the less vigor we'll have. We'd normally come in here with clippers so we can just make one clip.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that'd be kind of tedious, wouldn't it?
It's a very laborious process.
Yeah.
This particular block, we're in transition. Next year, 2018, these will be fully certified organic. So that's one of the reasons why you still see the weeds. We've come through here with a tiller on both sides. We just can't really get these middle weeds out of here, so we actually will come back in with a hoe and get that, try to keep that as clean as we can. That way we're really not robbing any nutrients that the weeds would take up, because we're really wanting the tree to take up all the nutrients.
I'm a good weeder. Drives me crazy when I see weeds, so.
Okay, well, you've got a year-round job here.
We've all heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. As it turns out, there could be some truth behind that old expression. Apples are naturally free of sodium and fat, as well as rich in fiber. In fact, one apple contains about 20% of your daily recommended fiber intake, which will help regulate digestion and promote proper absorption of nutrients. Modern research has shown apples naturally contain flavonoids and polyphenols, two compounds that may reduce your risk for certain cancers, including pancreatic and bowel cancer. Other studies found that people who regularly consume apples are more likely to have a reduced risk for diabetes and heart disease. 60% of all apples consumed in the US are grown right here in Washington. In fact, the apple industry contributes over $2 billion a year and provides about 60,000 jobs to the state economy. 7 main varieties can be found on store shelves, including Red and Golden Delicious, Fuji, Gala, Granny Smith, Crips Pink, and my personal favorite, Honeycrisp. While apples are harvested in the fall season, modern storage techniques allow all Americans the ability to enjoy fresh and delicious Washington-grown apples all year round.
Coming up, we're in the kitchen making some savory apple dishes. And later on, we'll get a taste of the brand new Cosmic Crisp. We are back in Sunnyside at Bon Vino's, a friendly local spot with a unique and fresh breakfast and lunch menu.
It's the ingredients that the chef uses. Everything is fresh.
It's one of the places in town that have a good variety of food.
We tried to add a little more to the community and give them a little more variation.
Owner and chef Roger Hazard took his love for cooking and his community and opened Bon Vino's, which has now turned into a town favorite.
One thing led to another, and there was Bon Vino's, and we've been established 10 years now.
Roger is a very good chef, and everything that he prepares is always really good. We've never had a bad meal.
We're going to do something with apples today?
Yes, we are. We're going to do a braised beef with a red wine apple granada. Also, we're going to do a caramel apple butter carrot to go with that too.
We're going to get cooking with our beautiful Washington apples. Two different kinds.
Yeah, so we're going to do a Granny Smith, and we're going to use a Red Delicious also today.
All right, well, let's get started. We start with our Red Delicious apples and slice them into cubes. What do you love about using apples in your cooking? And like, we're doing savory dishes, but with apples. That's
exactly.
Cool.
That's one thing nice about it. It's not just a fruit that
for like desserts
you have to eat and enjoy, and apple pies and stuff. I mean, we can also implement these in cooking.
With our apples sliced, we start to make a caramel sauce by melting butter and brown sugar.
We'll get it nice to the point where it's a nice bubble, nice roaring bubble. That's the only thing that you really got to watch out for is overcooking it so it doesn't get hard on you.
Sure. Because then we'd have to make candy.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to make candy.
Once it's melted down and ready, it needs a little flame. Randy adds some brandy and sprinkles of cinnamon to flambe the caramel. Woo! Yeah, I'm so glad you're doing that, not me. So apples going next?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Just dump them right in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Starting to smell like fall in here, you know?
Yeah, I
Like
know. Isn't that awesome?
Then we add blanched carrots to the batch and top it off with salt, pepper, and dried cranberries.
I think they look beautiful.
They do look beautiful, I agree.
Okay. And then we'll put them in this bowl.
Super colorful dish.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait to try these. These are gonna go with the rest of our dish, right?
Yes, that is correct. Perfect.
Then we will get started on our next dish.
We're
so
gonna-
gremolata, kind of explain, that's like
It's
a
an
chopped up something.
Yeah, it's an Italian dish. It's, like I said, it's a garnish to go to complement your beef or your pork. We're gonna change it up a little bit.
First, Roger shows me how to slice our apples into tiny pieces. Now, do you do other apple dishes with apples here at Bon
Yeah,
Vino?
we try to use a lot of the local produce, and for sure the apples is our number one.
Next, we make a red wine reduction on the stove, and once it's ready and chilled, we pour it on our apples. Then we add different spices, a drizzle of olive oil, and some lemon zest. Isn't it great that you have Washington apples to work with? I mean,
I know.
so close,
Gosh.
right?
I mean, just like right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can assemble our dish. Roger plates some potatoes and braised beef, and I pour on our apple gremolata. We add our caramel apple butter carrots and top it all off with a balsamic reduction. That is gorgeous. Time to get a taste of these unique savory apple dishes. The
They're
salty
really-
meat and then the fruit, delicious. Okay, now let's do
You
the
gotta try the carrot.
carrots and apples.
That's amazing.
Sweet, caramely. What a great idea. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
That
You're
was
so welcome.
delicious
You're
and
so
easy
welcome.
to do. To get the recipe for Bon Vino's red wine apple gremolata and caramel apple butter carrots, head over to wagrown.com. I'm in Wenatchee talking with retired WSU apple breeder Bruce Barrett, who showed us some very special baby apple trees.
This is one of the first plantings of Cosmic Crisp.
Cosmic Crisp. What is Cosmic Crisp? It sounds fantastic.
Well, it's an apple. It's a trademark name for an apple that is being planted now for the first time in Washington State.
Cosmic Crisp is the first public apple variety to be released by Washington State University, and it was more than 20 years in the making. Why does it take that long?
It takes that long because of propagation. It takes 7 or 8 years before an apple seed will have flowers. Once you select it, you think it's good, but you're really not sure. So you plant it in 3 or 4 other places with growers, and you collect the fruit and you evaluate it. And if it's still good, and you test it in more orchards.
With Honeycrisp as a parent to this new apple, there are a few qualities that make it stand out among others.
In terms of texture, it's firm, doesn't go soft, it's crisp, it cracks when you bite into it, and it's juicy. It's a dense, heavy apple. That's the texture. The flavor part, though, is it's both sweet and tart. Everyone who's tried it loves it. But the key here is that it comes out of storage that way. And there's almost no other apples that come out of storage after 10 months and taste that good and have that kind of texture.
So when are we going to see Cosmic Crisp in stores?
Well, the trees behind me were just planted. They'll grow beautifully this year, and they'll grow another year in the orchard. And then the third year, they'll have lots of bloom, and the fruit will develop that year. So it's 2019 before we'll have significant numbers of apples in the stores.
All right, so we have the Cosmic Crisp apple, and now we get to try it. I get to try it. You've had lots of tastes over the years, right?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Now that's a juicy apple.
It is.
See, like she's cleaning out,
Crisp is definitely a good description, and juicy, and delicious. It's sweet and tart all at the same time. This is going to be a hit, in my professional opinion. Coming up, Tomas and I are heading to the Apple Blossom Festival for a history lesson and some sweet treats.
Maybe we shouldn't have split one.
And we'll be in the Second Harvest kitchen making sweet and savory stuffed apples.
Hey, let's go. If you have children like me, I can guarantee you probably have little fish-shaped crackers under the seats of your car right now. Well, there's another food shaped like a fish, and it's called a taiyaki. And my friends over there at Beanfish Food Truck here in the heart of downtown Seattle are serving them up either savory or sweet, filled with Granny Smith apples. Head first. Brady, what exactly is a taiyaki?
Taiyaki is a fish-shaped waffle stuffed like a Hot Pocket.
You can stuff these things with anything?
So it started with the sweet red bean paste, but we've elevated taiyaki. We did grandmother's apple pie. Why not pair the Japanese classic with an American classic?
Now it's time to take these fun fish treats to the streets and see what people think. All right, so tell me, do you enjoy apples?
Love apples.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
What are some of your favorite varieties?
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith?
Okay.
Gala, Fuji, Macintosh.
What are some of your favorite ways to eat apples?
With peanut butter, usually.
I like apple pie. Apple pie is good.
An apple with cheese for lunch.
Have you ever had a taiyaki before?
No.
Have you ever had one of these before?
No.
Nope, it looks cute as heck, though.
A taiyaki is a fish-shaped waffle, usually filled with something really tasty. And in this case, just happens to be filled with your favorite, Granny Smith.
Fantastic.
I like Granny Smith.
All right, tell me what you think.
Oh my god, that is really good. It's kind of like an apple pie.
He went in for 2 bites, so I mean that says a lot right there.
I'm a 2-bite kind of guy.
That's good.
The bread isn't too sweet, you know?
Right.
Like, let's the apple do the flavor for it.
We're from Wisconsin, and we get a lot of Washington apples.
And would you guys get those again?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Good. Well, they're right there at Beanfish anytime you want it.
We're in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. We're here for the Apple Blossom Festival, and I get to learn a little bit about the history of Wenatchee and the apple history.
And I'm going to speak with the queen of the Apple Blossom Festival to find out how royalty works here in Wenatchee.
Tell her I want my crown back. While Tomas is off finding the Apple Blossom Queen, I'm heading to the museum to learn more about Wenatchee's rich history from the curator, Melanie Wacholder.
So it was first settled in the late 1800s.
Okay.
First trading post here was the Miller Freer Trading Post. That was really the first white people into the area. And then they brought more and more people, of course, as people kept coming west. And then by the 1890s, that's when the Great Northern Railway brought their train through here. And there were already some apples growing in the area, and really the train and the apples were what brought more and more people here.
As more and more people moved to the area, they grew more and more apples, making the area a hub for the apple industry. Today, our high-quality apples are washed, sorted, and packed using computers and lasers. The forerunners of the industry had technology too, but it was a bit more rudimentary. This is where they would do
so
quality
they would
control.
Kind of sort them out, and then this is where they actually get catapulted.
Catapulted?
Yeah, so the catapult kind of takes them, depending on their weight, into where they get caught over here, and then...
So they have a soft landing.
Yeah, so it should be a soft
landing. Should be a soft landing. The museum has a lot of great exhibits and information about the apple capital, and eventually I had to go meet Tomas, who was in good company.
All right, Your Majesty, what is this?
This is an apple pie.
Oh, geez, look at that. This is Miss Amy Sand, who served as the 2017 Apple Blossom Queen. Now, this high school senior is not only smart and fun, she loves her hometown. We're actually in front of a pretty amazing thing that's happening here at the park.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this.
So from April 27th through May 7th is our whole festival.
Okay.
And it's been happening for 98 years now. This year's theme is Awesome Blossom.
Awesome Blossom.
And it's really exciting and really cool because this time of the year is when the community really comes together. Everyone is giving their time. Everyone wants to make other people happy.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool to watch people care so much.
So tell me, what makes Wenatchee so special?
Wenatchee itself, we have so many growers. My whole life, I was raised in agriculture, and that's what Wenatchee is. It's full of agriculture, and it's just really special to me because it's my home. It's what I've live to. And when I leave Wenatchee and I go to bigger cities, I feel lost and weird. And it's because everyone here almost knows everybody. It's a small town. And so you're really close with a lot of people. And it's nice to know everyone. It's just really special. Like I've been saying, it's the apple capital of the world.
Well, and those apple pies were any indication.
I know. So good.
You were so true. Well, Your Highness, thank you so much for showing me around today, and I think you are going to have an excellent reign.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tomas! Have you been eating all day?
Well, not all day.
This looks delicious.
Here.
Oh, thank you.
Give that a try. This is funnel cake.
What is this? Funnel cake.
Yeah, a little funnel cake, some whipped cream, strawberries. I know you like it.
I do.
And if you want to try a funnel cake, the first week of May, Apple Blossom Festival here in Wenatchee. We'll see you there.
Here with my friend Laurent Zarate. He is the chef and owner of Fleur de Sel, a creperie here in Spokane, and also another restaurant called Fleur de Sel as well.
Yes.
And French chef.
Really? Do I have an accent?
You have a little bit of an accent. A little bit of an accent.
Okay.
And we're here at the beautiful kitchen at Second Harvest
Fantastic
Food
setup.
Bank. I know. And you've been here before. You
I
teach
do.
classes.
I teach once a month class for their customers, and it is a great program. It allows people to put hands on, to do simple food, simple meal, like my mom used to cook. And I take always this example. It's you can do wonders with nothing,
right?
And that's what she did all her life.
So do you grab food from the food bank,
Yep.
and that's what you use
Exactly.
to,
So we
to
improvise.
create your dishes? Yeah.
We shop in the warehouse. Whatever there is, there is.
I love it.
And we make a menu.
Yeah.
We make an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. And they cook their own meal. They take it home, and it's fantastic. It's a way for me to give back what I received in my cooking experience, and I love it. I love it.
Well, I'm excited because we've got some Washington apples.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some beautiful cheese here. What are we gonna make?
Well, we're gonna make something very easy.
Okay, I
but
like that.
very tasty. It could be an appetizer, it could be your cheese course,
Okay.
it could be anything you want, a snack for the kids. And like you said, Washington apples, the best in the world. And I'm gonna use one of the wonder of the world
That is a wonder of
kitchen
the world.
tool. My mom, when she came the first time in the United States to visit me, she saw that and she went, this is fantastic. I have to buy one for her.
You did.
Because these things
Well, yeah.
crawl,
Let me see you
peel,
use it. So
and slice your apple in one motion. So I
Really?
love it, and we want to have that apple cold because we're gonna fill it with that beautiful cheese from Othello.
Laurent shows me how to peel and core our apples.
That's it.
Perfect. It's cold. It's sliced.
That is the coolest thing ever.
I know.
Next, we prepare some puff pastry dough to wrap our apples in.
Time you do something with puff pastry that you want the puff pastry to stick to something, the importance is to put egg wash inside, like this.
Inside.
We are going to put the apple. We're gonna bring the dough to the apple, and it's gonna stick to it.
This is kind of fun.
Yes.
I like this.
We are going to put.
So now mine doesn't look very pretty right now. Is that okay?
Listen, it doesn't look pretty right now. As
Yeah.
soon as it's gonna cook, it's gonna look delicious and
Beautiful.
yummy.
Okay.
And it's home cooking.
Yeah,
It's casual, it's family, it's a share thing. I mean, yours looks better than mine, actually. We're gonna egg wash it again on the outside.
Make it golden.
Exactly, a little shiny and golden. One of my favorite, I know it's everybody's favorite, but just to mention, the Honey Crisp is just so good. They are so good.
Have you heard of the Cosmic Crisp yet?
Oh, that sounds
It's
good.
new.
Oh.
It's new and coming soon.
We crumble the blue cheese and stuff it into the core of the apples.
How much? Just until it's
Just
full?
stuff it. And
Yeah.
even
What
if
is it about apples and cheese that tastes so good together?
I think, a little glass of
Walla Walla wine with that, and we are set.
When they are stuffed and ready, we put our apples into the oven to bake for about 45 minutes. When the apples are done, they look and smell delicious.
Woo! And they are just beautiful. Hot, it's melted.
It is.
Now it's time to enjoy.
Okay, it's time to enjoy.
We have some house-made apricot jam from Wenatchee.
Oh, lovely.
We're gonna put this right on top like this.
Yum.
Little sprig of thyme. Why?
Why?
Why not?
Why not? Look at that, it's so soft and yummy.
And it's melting.
Oh, yes it is.
Cheers.
Cheers. The cheese is really salty. But the apples
Sweet.
are nice and sweet. So it totally balances out. It's so good and so easy.
I know.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Kristi.
To get Laurent's recipe for stuffed Washington apples, head over to wagrown.com.
For more than 100 years, Washington has been growing the best apples around the world. From Red Delicious to Gala and the new Cosmic Crisp, Washington will continue to be the leader in everything apple for many generations to come. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. Thanks for watching.